I think we are live. Because it wants me to run an ad. So I heard, speaking of that, I heard YouTube is toying with the idea of not even allowing me to choose the mid-roll ads anymore. There's talk that mid-roll ads won't be optional and like starting in November, I heard. So we'll see what happens. A lot of people aren't happy about that. But YouTube wants to rake in more money, even though they dwarf the next closest social media site by like, I don't know, like 4-fold, 5-fold. What's up, Retro Puffer, Surfby, Nick, Addicted to Gear, BC Rich, Bartek, Zach H, C9, Ogre Yeti Motzi, Fretless Head, Terry 3G. We got Michael, Mike Jones. Got Vimps, got Tony, Ben Coombs. What do we got? Trolls, Alan, Speaker. What's up, buddy? Speaker, wait till you see the work I did on my front steps. My carpentry's so good, they're calling me Jesus. Carpentry Jesus. Which, let's forget about that second half. That it got ugly at the end. What's up, Knees Hurt? JTB, Joe H. We got Chris. We got Quentin. What's up, buddy? I'm not Robert Baker. Robert Baker. That's how they pronounce it in Ohio. I got the window open, so we may see a flood of cats go through. What's up? WJ Cuba. I see Paul. I see... Who else do I see? Proto. We got Electro Mega. Bill Franz. Yeah, you missed the Keith interview. It's really good. Keith is really good. He says a couple of things that are just like, that's really prophetic. That's really profound, you know. We didn't get rain here today, which I'm pretty happy about because my one-day project is turning into an all-weekend project, but it's coming out awesome. It's coming out really, really good. I'll show you all the gory details. And yes, Speaker, that is a load-bearing stump. And there's another log that goes horizontal towards the back. And if you look closely, it's tied into that with a couple of big flathead screw like iron pins. I'm guessing from 1930 when the house was built. Oh man. What's up, Rev Scotland? Rev Gary Scotland. possible rain in eastern MD. What's up, Nelson? What's up, Ferd? Yeah, I haven't played this guitar in a little bit. I was running kind of close because I had to pull it out. It's not an easy. I keep it up high and away from things, you know, in case it floods down here again. Hasn't flooded since I changed that pump, but I'm not convinced. I have been burned before. Where I was like, this is it. I totally fixed this. Where's my trophy? And I got the failure trophy when it flooded again. I was like, damn it! SFB says, is that a rosewood neck? It is a rosewood neck. Rosewood neck. One piece. That's why they have to do the skunk stripe. They just hammer the frets right in the front of it, just like they do maple. It's one piece rosewood, just like they do one piece maple. What, this cabinet here? Yeah, it's about this high. It's about right there. Mark it. Yeah, Angus Young wasn't sounding good at the last show. Well, you know, people get old. Unfortunately, it happens with the immutable passage of time. But think about it for a second. Well, my left, this is my left shoulder. You mean here? Right there, this is my left. Actually, you know what, I left a friggin', hold on a second. I knew there was something going on. I got the friggin' TV going in the background. Forgot to turn it off. Hold on, I gotta turn this off or I'm gonna get nailed. They're gonna say, YouTube is gonna say, like, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna hear this background and they're gonna be like, oh no, you totally like stole this. I could just see this coming a mile away. Hold on a sec. I take it you mean my other left? Over your left shoulder. Your other left shoulder. Oh, what, over here? It's some boxes, wooden boxes, and just like a bunch of crap and a sofa. I don't know, we're talking about an amp. I don't know. Nobody knows. Over here, there's a box of strings. And if you look really closely, if you squint, there's another box of strings right there. And a pedal, and an amp. You know what they call this? Product placement. speaker cab. It does, has an amp, has a box of strings on it next to the wall. Yes. Your point? Get a point with this? Fender Tone Master Pro review. I'd love one. Send one to me, Fender. I'd absolutely review it. Oh yeah, Chris Robinson died? Oh, that's a bummer. Oh yeah, I found some fret files and 20 packs of elixirs. Various strings missing. I have a bunch of those, a bunch of poached packs. You know. How far off the ground is the speaker? It doesn't really flood over here. This is higher ground. This whole wall is higher ground than the rest. Doesn't really flood. How far off the ground is the cab? Well, whatever the size of the feet are. What, about an inch? Half an inch? That's two cabs on top of each other. So the bottom cab is on the ground, and that one's on the bottom cab. Yeah, Convoy, right. And of course, he's probably most known for Star is Born, right? Looking online, looks like he's still alive. What am I playing here? This is a 2016? 2016? Yeah. No, 2015. US 15. American Standard. Solid rosewood neck telly. Kind of a special edition for this year. They come with custom shop pickups. These are the Twisted Telly custom shop pickups. You know who's having a sale right now is Guitar Center. Anything $4.99 and up in the used section on their website is 10% off. And they've been moving some stuff. There was a Charvel on there, like an old 80s Charvel I was looking at, but it sold. Sold pretty quickly, actually. And then they had two of them, and one sold, which was in worse condition. But even the nicer one, which was more money, like another $100 more, sold too. I was like, wow, okay. They still selling these? Not really. There was two runs. This has the individual saddles, right? Instead of the barrels, and the custom shop Twisted Telly pickups. Then they switched to the brass compensated barrel bridge, right? Instead of the individual saddles. So the saddles were three brass barrels, each of them compensated for, a better intonation. And it came with, I want to say, like V-Mod pickups instead of custom shop Twisted Telly. So it wasn't quite the same. They shaved a little bit off. Thanks, Jump. Just play you a sad blues lick. Let me think about this. What would be a something? You think? That sucks. And scene. I know I'm crying on the inside. What do you think about the PRS CESE? It's a lot of E's. Yeah, they look pretty cool. It's got like a teal, right? It's like a teal green, and there's a couple of them. I saw the press release. You know, I've said before, there's too many guitars. Feels like every time I turn around, they're releasing new ones. Do we need this many guitars? I say no. We need more guitars. More is more. I love these pickups. This is the guy with 11 guitars around him. Yeah, but there's not that much variation. Yeah, I mean, I guess there is, but it just seems like it's they're all just subtle changes from the same thing. Right? There's just not a. There's too many. There's too many. I have but an infinitesimal percentage of the number of guitars out there. What's up, Phil? These are the custom shop Twisted Telly. Twisted Telly is the correct answer. Do, do, do. Get out your hankies. Woo! Yeah, it's an original. To me, that's just messing around with chords. You know who's the master at that? Bukovac. He's got all his little chordisms down. He recognizes the power of the chord. You know, if one note's good, imagine more than one simultaneously. What? Psh. Yeah, crying now, exactly. So, speaking of wisdom, if you missed it, you should check out. I'm not going to play any of it because, you know, copyright. There's a whole copyright thing. But check out the Keith Richards interview on Howard Stern. There's a couple of really good clips on YouTube you can just watch. You don't have to subscribe to, you know, Sirius to listen to it. You know, at one point, he's just talking about, you know, playing guitar, and he just talks about that it's just sort of like a never-ending journey. Like it's just all the possibilities, right? You know, playing. It's just it was really well done. I was like, that's really good advice. You know, like he's like, you know, every time you pick up the guitar, it's just, you know, it's a little bit further in the progress. It's a little bit, you know, you get a little bit better, like all the time. And it's true. And then, you know, as long as you stay with it. And he said he plays guitar just about every day. And then at one point they were talking about, you know, music, something about music, you know, and he basically said, you know, it's you know, it's tough to talk about this. It's tough to talk about music. And then he said, because if the words were enough, then we wouldn't need it, right? Who needs the music if you can just talk about the music and convey the same, right? The same thing. But you can't. You need the music, right? And I was like, oh my God, dude, look at you over there, Sensei. I was like, it's really, really, you know? Thought he sounded friggin' great. I'm like, damn, look at you. That's, again, just great pearls of wisdom. So I would check out that interview. Again, there's prolonged excerpts on YouTube. And I thought Keith was showing some serious wisdom, pearls of wisdom. He explained Hackney Diamonds. He explained that Hackney Diamonds are from a smash and grab, like in the Hackney section of London, and the diamonds are the shattered glass on the ground. So, you know, you'd walk down the street in the morning and there'd be an overnight smash and grab, and there'd be all the glass on the ground, the Hackney Diamonds. Yeah. No, it was a great line, and you know, the best is Elvis Costello when he talked about. He said talking about music is like, you know, dancing about architecture. I was like, that's actually pretty clever. That's good. So, in other news, did you see that Green Day opened a store on Reverb? Now, I have some conflicting news. Like when I went on there, it said everything was sold in the store. Everything was marked sold. But I heard that the store doesn't open until the October 18th is when it goes live. So maybe they're all just marked sold so you can go in and look. And you can't, you just can't buy it. You have to wait. But it's got some legit. Yeah. Let me see. Yeah. Welcome to the official Green Day Reverb shop. I think a $1.40 is the most expensive item. Let's sort by price. Yeah, that Les Paul. See, it won't go to it. It won't go. It's not there. It's like a holder. I think it's like a placeholder. They're all marked sold, but I don't. Are they sold? Did the store go live and everything is sold and ended? Or because the article I read said it wasn't going until the 18th. But it's got some pretty classic instruments. A lot of Gibson stuff. A lot of stuff from tours. That nice 64 Strat. If it's got a price drop, it must have been there for a while. It must be already sold. It's weird because I saw the article. The article's only like a day old. And they said it wasn't going live until the 18th of October. But maybe they're wrong. Maybe it already went live and everything is sold. I have a hard time believing they sold everything, though, right? The 64 Strat, though, that's pretty good price, actually, for 64. If that's OG paint and everything. For 14 for 64, that's actually pretty good. Actually, that Les Paul isn't that crazy either. If that's, what looks to be a pretty decent condition. 58 gold top. $1.40 isn't insane. I could see that going up to, easily, $1.80, 200. I got the official drums used by Green Day on the tour. Official 59 Les Paul Jr. That's pretty good. 60 Les Paul Jr. 1960 Refin. 76 Explorer. That's pretty sweet. Not bad. Les Paul Junior double cut. Nice D41. L50. Oh, he's quite a collection. Custom Shop 56. So that's a 68 precision bass. 68 Telly, I think, was right just there. SG Geezer. That's Marshall Head. Boy, they're done. That's a lot. It's a lot of gear. Nice Jubilee. The Jubilee sounds good, but man, you need you got to really crank it up to get the tones. $1,500 for the SG. I'm getting down there. It's all fitty. Some Lexicons, a couple of PCM 91s. Oh, yeah. Mesa Boogie Simul. Boy, he's got quite a bit of equipment here, huh? Mesa Boogie Simulcast. Mo2s. Some, I think, the Radial. Nice Dan Electro. Another Dan Electro. It's actually a pretty Squire parts caster. Famous people. They're just like us. Mine a third. Once the stuff is sold, then what? Party. Party! Do. They probably won't buy new gear. They're probably like whittling it down to their favorite stuff and go like, do we really play all this crap? Not really. Let's just dump it. Do. Do. Yeah, their accountant probably did write it off as an expense, which means that would show up as a capital gains, I believe. Right? As long as it was sold for more than what it was. Or salvage value? Salvage value. Right, because you can deduct it over the useful life of it. But it is usually what you do, like a straight decline or whatever. Those are the rules. Just follow the rules. Yeah, depreciation. Point being, do they need the money? Oh, no. But like a wise person once said, oh, I am very rich, but I would trade it all for a little more. I'm glad I took the time to get this guitar out. Because every time I play it, I'm like, I really like it. Exactly, it's just a business decision. It's just business. Nothing personal. It's just business. So man, I did a bunch of tree trimming this week. Holy crap, did I go cuckoo on the clean. Cuckoo clean. Let me see if I can get to a... Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, well, yeah. Oh, yeah, well, yeah. There you go. There's a few shots. As we would say, shots. So various stuff from around the yard. And you know what the best thing is? You just throw the back on it and just, whip things over into it. Just like a big basket, like all week. And it was pretty awesome. We took it to the dump this morning. Got up at like 8 o'clock. I was up to like 1:30 last night. And I tell you, it's huge. Huge. I do have a couple that still need to go, but they're worrying. Anyway, it was time to do the front steps. They're pretty bad. Let's see if I can get a. Do I even have a before shot? Sometimes I dive into it. Oh, check this out. We got drier weather. I abutted the rear when I did the porch on the back. I used a very small nail, like almost like a brad nail, right, to add as a spacer. And but it was very humid then, and they're very wet when you get them. And we've had drier weather without a doubt. The dew point's much lower, and those are the gaps now. You drive a friggin' freight train through. People were saying butt them right against each other. Trust me, they were screaming. Butt them. That's why I haven't really done the end. I did a rough cut on the end, but the end isn't straight at all. It's actually pretty bad. I actually have a nice long metal shank I can use to clamp down and finally trim the end. But I'm waiting for the boards to dry a little bit because it's pretty crazy how much they've shrunk, in that time. I mean, do I have a picture of the porch here? It's not done yet. It's only getting going, but boy, it was in rough shape. It's as rough as my friggin' back porch. Well, the porch is real rough, but the front, not the porch, just the stairs. Yeah. Right. Well, that's not gonna work. Of course. Right there. Anything? No? I thought I did a little recon. Went around and just to give you an idea of the before. A lot of trailer photos. That was quite a focus. Nothing, huh? Oh, what was that? Nope. And I'm going to show you the afters. It was rough. Yeah. I think it's right around here. Maybe even a little before this. Yeah, right. It's right around this time here. Yeah. I'm doing the recon on the back. Yeah. There it is. There's the recon on the front. Let me find a good photo here. That's probably not bad. It's a little better. Yeah, probably like right there. That's probably it. So these are my terrible front stairs. They're actually pretty solid, except you can see that the boards are splitting, and it's just the guy didn't even use like galvanized nails. It's a whole other thing. Even this fascia board up here didn't use galvanized. He's right. It's like it's been a rust bucket since like forever. It's annoying, just so annoying. Anyway, these have been real rough. Now you can see that there's a slab poured in the front, but these notches here for the stringers, He's not going to be tied down to that. I actually found his point on that. It is a little tricky to use these notches because they're not perfect. Like, it's actually better to use just the platform. It is a little flatter. These notches actually, they weren't perfectly, like some of them were a little angled. It was like, I could see his point, and I actually wound up not using them. But Jesus, could you bring it out and cover them up so you don't see them? I mean, this slab is huge. You're not even seeing the end here. So there's like this huge first step, and then these steps are kind of small. So I knew it was going to be a shit show. Just knowing this guy and how everything is like so Mickey Mouse. But of course, you brace for what you think is going to be like bad, and it's 100, no exaggeration, 100 million, billion, trillion times worse. Without hyperbole. So I start to rip them apart, and I'm like, "Is that like a load bearing log? The hell is going on over there?" And I pressure washed this, so I'm going to paint it. So I probably even have to do another scrape. But anyway, you can tell these are gutted, and he's just got these little paddles hanging down. There's like they're going into nothing because of course they wouldn't. Of course they're going to go into nothing. Look at this thing. I'm like, yikes. So I'm like, okay, all right. Let me get to because it's the same photo forever. I'm not gonna make you sit here and skip through them all. Let me. The only good thing is that there's a. Yeah, here we go. I started to cut the stringers, and I'm looking at these paddles here that he's got, and I contemplated. I have some 3/4 inch plywood left over from the trailer, and I entertained for a little bit just putting up a big piece of, plywood here, and then using that to mount, because the joists mount down here. This is where they mount. Past this board. They're mounting down here. Which is why it's torn down here, right? It's past the edge, it's past the lip. So, and then I'm like, I could put a board in here, but you can't buy a solid pressure treated board. I'd have to get non-pressure treated and get a 12-inch wide board. But then that raises problems because you have to mount all the stringers before mounting the board, and then you can't tweak it. That has its own problems. So I was going to do the boards. You can see my 4-pound hammer and pry bar. And the leaves are all gone, and I've like blown everything out down here. So let me get to it's a lot of the same photo, because I'm taking it at different angles so I can like do recon work. I go back in and I stare at it. Oh yeah. This is something I missed when I was out there. But then I'm looking at the photos, right? And I'm going, what the hell is going on with this thing? And I'm like, oh my God, there's another log. Oh my God, there's these two big bolts, like flathead bolts going into it. Looks like a 2x4 in the back. I said, oh, no. And look at this. This is driving up. This is actually a 4x6 beam. This board here. It's 4x6. I measured it. 4x6 beam. Well, it's 4 across and 6 high. So, that seems to be pretty good. But I'm like, nice work there, kid. Look at you carpentering. What with the carpentry and all. Yeah, there's another shot of it. Like, what the frick? What the, what do we do? What? Oh yeah, that's a load-bearing log there, kid. So I'm also noticing, as you know, as what I do, I notice things. I'm like, I don't like the look of this. I don't like the look of that. I'm like, oh no, again, that's 4 inches thick. It's not a 2x6. It's a 4x6. So it's pretty thick, but still, I'm not liking the look of that. It's upsetting me. Making me very upset. Oh, check out my super duper Japanese pole saw. It is very precise. And so what I do is I hit it with the wood restorer, which is friggin' amazing. That stuff is just it's amazing. So there's the wood restorer up there. You can see I've already hit it. It's like turning dark, right? As you hit it with it. And this is a hardener. It makes it, you can drill into it. It gets so friggin' hard. All right, hold on. Let me get, yeah. See? It's like I've really got it. Just nailing it with that wood restorer. That stuff is like a miracle worker. So then I get my stringers out, and I got to figure out like how I need to set them. But the wall isn't. Again, the individual paddles does make sense, but instead of using 1x4s, which is what I think he used, I used a 1x6, which is really 5.5. And I don't nail them in. I just sort of like tack them in, and it's looking like that. I'll do the deck at some point too, but you see, now I got them in there, and it's pretty. See, I have to move. This one's in the notch. This one's sort of in the notch, but these two have to go slightly out of the notch for it to work correctly. Have to be like up, and then it all works out. And let me see here. Yeah. I mean, it's not perfect, but that's pretty good. I can live with that. I'm calling that acceptable. And then what I do is I take them off, and I really tie the backs in, and I bring them back out. Now I'm tapping them in a little bit better. You can see it here. Right, I really got these in. Well, tap-a-roo. And then we're getting there. I don't think I really even have any more photos. No, that was it. That's the last photo I took today. So next thing I got to do is just the easiest thing to do. It'd be easy to explain it by looking at it. Is to just take a single small brad nail and just tap. Just tap it in. Little tappa. And then you bring the level in, and you make sure your level, right? You can just tap it up a little bit, tap it down a little bit, a little tap up, a little tap down, till it's just right. And that brad nail will move a little bit. And then once it's good, sink another brad nail to sort of like lock it in. and then come out with the big boy and pa-choo, 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 really nail it. And there you go. Well, it should be done by next week. It'll be done tomorrow, actually. One of the stairs going to the wall, because this whole side is an addition. It used to go up to a big double porch, and the door used to be in the middle. And they moved the door, and they added this big addition on. And you know what? The house kind of needed it. Without that, the living room's kind of small. With it, the living room's pretty big, actually. Add a little flashing against the beam first. Like what? Like an aluminum flashing? Or like a Tyvek or something? You have a trail of tree branches that need trimming suddenly show up everywhere. You know it, man. I am going crazy. Like every project I've put off, I'm trying to get through. I still have another like major rotting problem on the house. Actually, really two major problems that really need to get fixed. But it's just one thing after another. Aluminum, yeah. How long do you wait before painting the steps? I think I should wait the winter. I think I should go through and just do it next spring, right? I think if I do it any shorter than that, then, So, like I said, I could have just put where you see these 4 stringers coming down, these paddles. I could have just made this whole thing one big piece of, plywood. But I'm not crazy about using plywood, like 3/4 inch plywood. These are 1-inch paddles. It's a little thicker. And it's solid wood. And there's just something better to me than talk about water getting in, and being a problem. And these are all pressure treated. Everything's pressure treated. And there's a trim board that I pulled off that I actually saved because the trim board is 8 inches wide. And good luck finding an 8-inch wide board that's actually 8 inches. When you go to buy a 1x8, it's actually 7.5 friggin' inches. It's annoying. So I'd have to get like a 1x10, and nobody stocks a pressure-treated 1x10. It's like you're calling around every friggin' lumber yard. They don't have it at Home Depot or Lowe's. It's a big pain in the ass. There's one thing after another. So I kept the board. I actually sanded it, primed it, and painted it. It had a crack in it. I filled it with Tite Bond 3 and clamped it before I painted it. And I left it overnight. And then this morning I took the clamp off. It's totally solid. And I prepped it for painting, and I painted it. It's out in the backyard now on a couple of sawhorses drying overnight. Yeah, exactly. Plywood can delaminate. Exactly, and when plywood gets wet, it's bad. So it's like every fiber in my being said, "Don't use plywood. Just don't." And so I didn't. It's one thing to use it for the trailer, right? But it's another thing to use it for the brace that's holding the stringers for your friggin' staircase. I feel like it's a little more mission critical. Well, the string is just resting against the board, shooting down. They are. That's it. I think I could see. I could see the guy's dilemma. He can't put a board all the way across, because you run into the friggin' log. Right. That's why he does the paddles. Plus, the paddles allow you to set each individual height. But once I really nail them in, once I really get them nailed in, I could probably add something on the back, but I don't think I can get past here. I think it messes with it at this point right here, where I would tie it into the back. He did have a one stud going down on the inside, on the outside stringers here. You know what I'm saying? Like a little, what I would call a buttress. He seemed to have a buttress. And I still have to put a railing, but I'll just put a 4x4 down here, and then run a 2x4 up to the, up there, and that's nothing. But yeah, I mean, I could have used a solid piece, but not a solid piece of real wood, only a solid piece of plywood. And I still think it's easy to hit the stringer heights with the paddles. And it did work that way for years with a smaller paddle. The one he was using was 1x4. I'm using 1x6. You got to roll a Tyvek. What? Roll the Tyvek. Or would you put it over just the boards before you put the fascia board on? Just tack it down over everything? Yeah, I use a mask when I cut the wood. I can't use 2x12. 2x12 is too thick. Can't use 2. It's too thick. It would stick out over the front. Which is annoying. Under the straps and flashing? Yeah. See, I could just do what Jesus would do. He always had legs going down the back to the floor. Yeah, I thought about that too. That's funny you mentioned that. I thought about that too. Let me see if I have. I don't think I had a board long enough to go all the way to the ground, or I would have just used that, right? Just would have nailed 4 boards in. And then you also run into problems moving it like up and down a little bit, but I thought about that. I thought about getting a board that went all the way to the ground and touched the ground. But then, you're doing ground contact. There's no winning. You can't win. I know, just sell the place and move. I know. Trust me. We at some point we'll be ready to get out of here. Move along. The only thing that's convenient is, it's convenient to get into the city. Get to the train. Exactly. Jesus never used plywood or nail guns. Yeah, shim it with like cinder blocks. That's actually not a bad idea either. Put some cinder blocks down at the bottom. In fact, they even make, I think, like a board receptacle cinder that will take a 4x4. But, you could probably mod it. Just cut the board at the bottom to drop into it. Right, rest on the shoulder and then drop down on the center of it. Right, it's like a little concrete shoe. I know moving does suck. The house in Rehoboth, yeah, that place was nice. That was that Tudor. And I think it only had 3 floors or 2 floors. Stupid thing. Get myself on Ask This Old House. Tommy Silva will come over. He'd be like, yeah, we just put a board up here. We put your stringers in just like this. Yeah, how much is that? $35,000. Yeah, I'm good there, Tommy. In fact, I was talking to the guy at Home Depot when I was getting the 1x12s. I mean the 2x12s to cut the stringers. And those are custom stringers. And he was like, if you hired somebody to do that now, he goes, they're just, he goes, they always overbuy on the wood, and he goes, it's a nightmare. He goes, it probably cost you friggin' 10, 15 grand. It's crazy. Moving sucks. That's the last thing you want to do if you can avoid it. The problem is that, this house it's got so many positives, but it has so many negatives. I still have the red Strat. I do. Oh yeah, exactly. You still got moving a reef tank too, right? Another big ass problem. Too much stuff. What's up, Mark? So, we're finally, this is the first weekend. This weekend will be the 4th weekend since the end of May. 4th weekend since the end of May that didn't have rain on at least one of the weekend days. Right. Every other weekend had rain on at least one or both weekend days since May 30th to today. So we just, this is the first friggin' weekend. And they were calling for rain. We were supposed to have rain, but luckily we just got a shot of, thanks Canada, we got a shot of Canadian air that was just so dry. It just ate the rain away as it tried to move in from the south. And it was just dense enough to sort of just push everything and keep it south. So it never really came in and got us. We missed it. It was supposed to rain today and maybe tomorrow. And now they're talking maybe we might see something on Monday, but not really. So we're getting there. I know, still mowing like crazy in October. I do like this guitar a lot. Winter better not have this level of moisture. They're saying it might they're talking about a run in late January through February. We might get hit with a bunch of snowstorms in a row, but we'll see. Sure, but can it sustain? Does it have a belly carb? It does. Does sound good. Like these pickups a lot. Yeah. This is one of those guitars that I keep in a case, like up on a shelf, like up and away, because, you know, I'm worried about it getting damaged. So I don't play it as much as the ones that are a little bit closer on hand. You know, but it is a good guitar. I should try to make it more accessible. You can really hear the rose in the rosewood. Listen to that rose. Case candy. I actually have, for this guitar, I have all the case candy, including the bill of sale, the tag. They gave me the hang tag for it. Comes with a strap, comes with a cord, whole bunch of polishing cloth, all the day you took it home. Because when you sell it, and you sell it to someone who's not a buyer, they're more of a collector, and you have all that, it really increases the value. So you hold on to it. Exactly, there it is, the rose subtly fading into wood, exactly. Like a rosé. Bring around the rosé. No, I'm not selling it, no. It is a nice guitar. Yeah, that's the one thing people don't like about it. They don't like the laser etched logo. But I think they did it because it's hard. The rosewood is too oily, I thought. Right? So they can't apply the decal, and it will stick unless they apply a lacquer or a polyurethane over the front, and they didn't want to do that. They didn't want to add. They wanted to keep a natural oil. So they went with the laser etch, but yeah, that's the biggest complaint you hear out there. So they said the logo isn't very easily seen. You have to shine it just in the right light, or it'll just completely disappear. You know. And you're like, wait a second, I'm starting to see. So oh, there it is. Oh, and then it's gone. Have I named my guitars? No. Yeah, using the standard patch. Yeah, I know what you're saying, like an inlay. Well, it's more money. They were like, no. Yeah, I have the I have the Strat from the same year, which is in Hot Rod Red. Actually, it might be the year earlier. Might be this is a 2015. I think the Strat's a 2014. And also a limited edition. Then eventually they had a bunch of runs with rosewood necks. God, they had big headstock rosewood necks. They had all kinds of. They had one that was like a burgundy mist, metallic rose gold, with like a pearloid pickguard and 2 humbuckers. I mean, they were really. And then you could get mod shop for a while with it. I mean, the rosewood neck became a thing for a few years, and I don't think they really do it as much any longer. Am I using my standard patch? I am. I think I already answered that, but just to repeat myself, yes, standard stuff. Arm cut of Q? No, flat top. Flat top. Yep. I'm whacking stuff here. Do. What's up, Rob? Oh man, what time is it? 8:21. I am exhausted. Even my wife said, she's like, you have been on a tear between the tree stuff and the trailer and the back porch and now the front steps. She's like, you're on a tear. I'm like, well, I only have so many good days now, and then it's gonna get too cold. I'm not gonna want to do it. It's gonna be too nutty out there, too crispy, too windy. So we have this little window, and it rained all friggin' summer, so it didn't have a lot of time to do things. So it's like, this is it. This is the time to get it done. Get her done. Exactly, the trailer effect. I do love that trailer. I freaking love that trailer. The height is just right. It's the perfect friggin' height. And we went there this morning. We had it all loaded up. I backed the car in last night, and then my wife went with me. We hooked it up to the hitch. And did I tell you, speaker? I got another. I bought another chain, and it was either going to be, what was it, 33 links or 34 links, right? So it was either going to be one or the other, and it was 34 links. It was the longer. They shorted me on one of those chains. So I have an extra chain. I'll use it for something. But even my wife was like, she's like, oh, I think these chains are kind of loose. I said, no, they're fine. I'm able to crisscross them too now. Started my snowblower the other day, and it was running a little rough. I'm going to have to stick some. I don't want to have to pull the carburetor off it again. I just did it like a couple of years ago. But it feels like it's getting a little clogged in there, even though I run additives like crazy. So I threw a bunch of seafoam in it, and I ran it for like a half an hour. But it's better, but it's still not completely cleared out. You can't put the choke all the way off without it. Wow, it's not getting enough fuel, right? You have to turn the choke down a little bit to get it to run smooth. That's a sign that you're not getting enough fuel to it. That some of the jets are clogged. That's a big pain in the ass. Don't mention snow blowers. It's all ball bearings these days. We had a Halloween storm around a few years back. Had to move, yeah. No, it always brings up very unpleasant memories because we had a Halloween storm one night, and geez, I guess it was over 10 years ago. Way over 10 years ago, like 13 years ago or something like that, and a big tree limb broke off and fell and hit a co-worker of my wife's kid and killed him on Halloween. It was an enormous tree limb. It was just sort of a freak accident, and you feel terrible, you know. It's like every Halloween that comes around, that dude's got to be dying, you know. It's just a horrible, you know. You regret taking him out. I can just imagine the lifetime of guilt over that. What a nightmare, you know. What a nightmare. Well, thank you, Tony. Contribution to Steve's motivational fund. I am very motivated, as is Buddy. Buddy's like, did somebody say money? What? That's, how much cat food are we getting in this? We get a diamond studded collar. Yeah, it's sad, very sad. It's just a horrible story, you know. And it was probably 13 or maybe 15 years ago that happened. Yeah, maybe like late 2000s, 2007, 2008. And it was Halloween, and it was a windy night, very windy night. And yeah, tragedy. Buddy does. I don't know if he loves guitars, but they're not. I had a couple of cats that were sort of afraid of the guitars a little bit. None of these cats are afraid of the guitars. The trees still had all their leaves, which didn't help. Yeah, you might be right. There it is. The cats used to love this amp here because it got so friggin' hot. If that was on, you'd find the cat laying on it, trying to find a place to warm up. Yeah, it could be a little bit out. Am I? Go a little sharp on that E. Yeah. How many times have you seen that happen? Bottle on a cap or head, it gets spilled, buzz. I had a preamp. It's basically a Mesa Boogie by this Russian company. Got that like 10 years ago. And it fell off the bench, which is actually kind of high, kind of a tall bench, and right down to the concrete. Bam. And then the first two channels were fine, but that third channel, the extra beefy channel, was like kind of a strong buzz. I'm like, I think I broke something. I used to walk on the piano, scare the heck out of ya. Cat started using combo amps as scratching posts. Had to tape them up with cardboard. Yeah, we had to put protectors. We got a new couch, and they were going cuckoo on them. We were like, oh man. And we got these protectors, these like clear. They're just like a stick-on. They don't really damage the couch at all, but they don't like the feel of it, and they move on. They find something else. Just arpeggiate a dominant 7 chord, you know. does sound out, doesn't it? Bit out in it. Oh, yeah. Think me G-string's a bit loose. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, lonely is the night. Buddy. Isn't somebody upstairs, buddy, for you to go check out? No. Yeah, Rock Me Tonight ruined him. I blame his video director. What were you thinking, dude? What were you thinking? Strat's very bright sunny. Well, I have it at maximum brightness. It actually has a no load. So that's what the no load rolled off. And this is with the no load on. Definitely brighter. Little better there versus that. It's you got to roll it off a little bit, but sometimes if you want it super bright, you can just hit it. Do. 94 minutes, 195, 96 times up. That's good. Do. So I have a guitar here waiting to be reviewed. Something very different. I don't think I've reviewed similar guitars, but not exactly like this. This has one feature a little different than any other guitar I think I've ever played here. I don't think I've ever had this particular type of guitar here. Hold on. So that should come out this week. I just got the video. I just got the guitar last week. I tried to do something this past week, but I had so many friggin' projects going on. It's like I just had to take advantage of the sunny weather. So, definitely this week it'll be out, though. I think we have a rainy day coming on Tuesday. Monday or Tuesday. Be a good day to shoot a video. Man, I am ready for bed. Yeah, I saw Billy Squier in 82 open for Queen. I don't think I ever saw Billy Squier. I think Yeah, the Vola came out with some new colors. There's a new red. Oh, no. There's a new red, which I kind of like. There's a new Aqua Burst, which is like my gray or charcoal in the center with a blue on the... And a new purple. I like that red. I do like that red. And then, of course, the standard, that's the color I have. Yeah, I like that. I like the look of that. Good looking. And then I think they might have a new. Is there a new? Yeah, they might have a new color here. Yeah, they have a pink. That's new. A new pink. And this ice fire mist. Fire mist silver. Which is also pretty. I like the metallic colors. I'm a fan. So fire mist gloss and shell pink. I like the cobra. Cobras. Cobras. You like the aqua burst? Yeah. I like the red. I kind of like the red one. Yeah. If I had to go with one, I'd go red. I'm going red. Aqua burst is good, though. It's a good look. And the purple. The aqua burst is kind of nice, isn't it? Yeah. But I'm going red. I'm sticking with... Don't play Vulcan mind games with me, okay? I'm sticking with my red. mean, I love my Vola TNC, but I said, send me a blue one. He's like, yeah, let me see what I can do. He goes, I don't have a blue. I said, all right, send me the violin burst. He says, all right. He goes, yeah, I'm sending you the gray. I mean, the tribal black. I'm like, tribal black? That's the worst one. He's like, that's all I got. I'm like, all right. And he sends that, but I'm going red. I mean, if you want to talk camera ready, you know, hold on. Let's say the red, the blue, the purple. Just saying, there's not a lot of color to the gray. You know, they call that tribal black, but it looks kind of more sepia toned in person. The blue's nice. I'm sticking with my red. I'm sticking red. What's up, Coots? Camera ready. Brilliant. Have a good one, Justin. So Tommy on Broadway, really? It was awesome, yeah. I saw Pete Townsend when he was doing that sort of mixed media. It was like live actors on stage and songs, and then a bunch of like video stuff, and then one of the videos didn't work, and he's very upset. He storms off. I was like, uh-oh, he might not be coming back. And people were, you know, Pete, finally comes out. Still very, very angry. And he basically was like, yeah, this is all you want. This is all you probably want anyway. This goes on for like a while. Which can be a bunch of different songs, right? You know, it's like Not Fade Away, or there's so many tunes, you know. So I'm like, what is he doing? Then he like walks up to the mic and goes, every day I get in the pew, get on the bus that takes me to you. And I was like, all right, this is going to be good. He went right into Magic Bus, and it was just who song after who song after who song. I was loving it. Yeah, kind of like Who Do You Love? Yeah. But it was Magic Bus. It went on for like a while, you know. I was like, I swear to God, he was just so angry. He looked very pissed off. bus that takes me to you. And I'm just sitting smiling. That old house, just another mile. Throw that in there, Pete. What's the best way to sing and play at the same time? Practice it. It's really hard. It's really hard. In fact, when I was a teenager, I could do it, but then if you don't practice it, you kind of lose it. Can't do it. It takes a lot of practice. Oh no, Pete Townsend Pissed Off is Pete. Oh my God, yeah. I do. I have the Rosewood Strat as well in Hot Rod Red. The only other Hot Rod Red Strat that I am aware of is the Mark Knopfler. His signature model was also Hot Rod Red. And other than that, I thought it was a custom color. Like might have been a custom color in the 60s. As compared to Dakota Red, Candy Apple Red, Fiesta Red. There's a couple of other ones too. What am I missing? Dakota Red, Fiesta Red, Candy Apple Red, Hot Rod Red, Torino Red, right? Ferrari Red. For Fender, do they have a Ferrari Red? Maybe. I'd have to look through their catalogs. Ruby Red, yeah, for Fender? Definitely Fiesta, yeah. Coca-Cola, which was, I think, in the red cola was in the red family. Wine Red. I feel like there's another one around there. Yeah, the Ingve Strat, he's got a Candy Apple Red one, yeah. Yeah, no, it Fender colors. I'm thinking of all the Fender colors. Yeah. Pretty sure we nailed a lot of them. The Torino Red is the one I always forget. Torino. And, I know there's another one. There's like an American standard that they did. I can't think of it. Did they do a race red? Yeah. Did they do a Ferrari Red for Fender? 10 minutes to carry return and family release. Actually, about 6 minutes here. You have a 2003 Chrome Red Strat. Interesting. Yeah, I don't think that's pretty rare. I don't think I've seen that. Trying to think for fender colors. I got a few. Mystic Red. That is correct. That sounds right. Mystic Red, and I think that was an American Standard Series or like an American Pro Series, right? In other words, it wasn't part of the vintage collection. But Mystic Red sounds right. Dakota Red we mentioned. That's a good color too. Dakota Red is gorgeous. That's a really good one. Yeah, the Standard, right? American Standard, yeah. American Standard, Mystic Red, yeah. I think that was the one I was thinking about, because I think Torino is even more of like a vintage color. Same with Dakota. You'll get that on like the 65 reissue. Yeah, it's Hot Rod Red. In fact, I hadn't played it in a while. I was like, maybe I'll get rid of the Strat. And I took it out and I was playing it. And I was like, God, this is a really good guitar. And then I had it out in the stand. I remember sitting across the room and looking at it and saying to myself, this sparks joy. If the criteria of whether to keep it or to get rid of it is whether it sparks joy, it's sparking some serious joy over here. I'm loving the way that looks and sounds and everything about it. I don't see myself getting rid of that guitar. I thought about it. Oh, right. Starsky and Hutch's Torino Red. Yeah, right. From the Ford. Yeah, they tended to use Ford colors, right? Didn't Fender? Like Cobra Blue and... Right, which from the Shelby, from the Mustang, Ford Mustang. Yeah, they're using automotive paints. I thought they were mainly using automotive colors, certainly. Yeah, Ibanez did Road Flare Red, and of course, 5 Alarm Red. And Candy Apple Red, Lipstick Red. Oh, God, they had a bunch. That's all I can think of. Then they had ones that were kind of more like a salmon. And that was, they had a Heather Pearl. It was like pink. And Coral Mist. They had a Coral Mist 550 up there recently. That blew out pretty quickly. That was a gorgeous guitar. It was in really, really good shape, too. It was beautiful. An old Coral Mist RG 550. That was a little bit more on the pinkish orangey side. Especially Coral Mist was way more orangey. Kind of like a light orange, reddish orange, What color was Brad Gillis' Fender? Geez, that's a good question. I don't know. Brad Gillis posted a picture of himself on stage before he was there. Night Ranger was opening up for Boston, and he was standing over in front of Tom Schultz's rig, and it was all these big like Rockman racked amp heads with these big solid state power amps and Rockmans all built in. There had to be a half dozen of them. I was like, wow, that's quite the rig. Have a good one, speaker. Yeah, it's 8:59. It's time. Was Brad's red Stratofer an 80s? It could have been. I know, I am exhausted. I'll be sleeping like a friggin' stone tonight. I'm going to go to bed at like 10 and get up tomorrow at like noon. Need a good 14 hours of sleep. All right, dudes. Thanks to everybody for hanging out. Super extra special thanks to anyone who contributed. That's always appreciated. Tony. And a brofist to my mod squad. Hashtag mod squad, hashtag brofist. And we will do it all again in a week. I will have a video coming out this week. I'm just waiting to finish up the front porch. I'll be good to go. I'll finish it up in like pretty much tomorrow. I'll do it on Monday. All right, dudes. Have a wonderful week. I'm ready for bed. And I'll see you all in a week. We'll have a good time. Thanks, Green Media. I'll have pictures next week. I'll show you the final result. I'm pretty happy with the way it's coming out, to be honest. It couldn't be any worse than it was. Right? It's only improving from here. So there we go. All right, dudes. No, you rock. And there you go. Have a wonderful week. And I'll see you all next week. And there you have it. All right, dudes. Later.